You put Chandler at the White
I've heard
House.
this before though. I've heard the I'll go
American
with
spirit
Chandler.
takes over. That eagle screaming.
I've heard this
What are you
before.
talking
Let's
about? I
go.
picked Patty in the Chandler fight.
hmm
I don't want to hear it. You're the biased one. You're picking Connor because it's Connor.
I've
You're
seen
not
what
even thinking
Chandler's
about
done
anything
lately,
else.
and it's really not impressive. And he's just getting older. He's
I know.
wasted what?
What's Connor done?
I know. Similar. What's Connor done other than knock out an old man at a bar? Like, get
He's
the fuck
because
out of
it's
here.
just
What
What
is
are you
Connor's
talking
last
about?
win?
Other than knocking down those
because
nose
it's the
beers?
same
Come
matchup.
on. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Elk Fight Podcast. My name's Ethan, joined as always by Logan and Kyle. Today we're going to be talking about the UFC 320 card coming up. But first, we're going to give a little bit of a review, a little bit of recap of the Olberg-Reyes Fight Night card that just happened. It was actually a pretty good card. Like, all in all, it was actually a pretty solid card.
Yeah.
For a fight night, especially, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
What are your kind of thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like from top to bottom, it was a good card overall. I don't know. I was really impressed by the Tom Nolan fight against Campbell there. That was fight of the night for me. I think Nolan got dropped early and came back and persevered through all that. I think he's on a 4-fight win streak, maybe 4 or 5. I don't know. I think that's a guy to watch out for in that division.
Who did he just beat before?
I have to look at that.
What did you think, Kyle? I know you had lit up the group chat. You said it was a really good card.
I think there's, I want to say, let's see, I'm looking at the card right now. I thought it was the best 5 straight fights I've seen in probably a couple of years. I thought it was really entertaining. Starting off with the Petrosky fight versus Cam Roston. I don't know if I'm saying that right. That was that was a really good fight because home dude was 6'3", Petrosky's 6 foot, and it was just a really good guy in tight, getting in close brawler versus a
He's
technical
the
striker.
dude from the Contender Series, right?
Yeah, I think he is,
Dude.
and that was impressive too to jump in there because Petrosky's been in the UFC for a while off the Ultimate Fighter, and I thought he was going to go in there and get out wrestled or something, but Petrosky didn't even wrestle him.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Petrosky looked kind of flat, honestly. Like, he looked like he couldn't. He was every leg kick that he threw. It looked like it was like at 30%. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, he didn't go in there with a normal heavy.
It's a hard matchup. You know, that was a prelim fight, so I was real happy. And I think the best fight of the night that got really overlooked with the performance bonuses was the Sterling versus Bellato. That fight was absolutely amazing. It was, to me, that's what every fight should look like. You know, it was just an absolute brawl for 3 rounds. I don't know how either one of them didn't get flatlined. They just took insane amount of punishment, kept going. It was real back and forth. It's as entertaining as it gets with striking into the clinch, grinding, getting out of the clinch, striking again. Like it was real. It was like a brutal physical fight, and it's kind of fun to see that because often when it gets real physical like that with clinch and everything, it's just a hug and match. It was pretty good. And then the Tom Nolan fight was amazing against Campbell. That was a really good one. And then the Neil Magny fight, which I usually don't like Neil Magny fights, that one was a really good fight. And then the Jack Jenkins fight was really good. So you had, and even the Jimmy Crute fight wasn't that bad. So, I mean, honestly, that's why I was telling Logan, I think, you know, there's 6 fights that were extremely good up until the main event. I didn't really care for the main event. I thought it was a terrible fight. I just saw one person fight and the other one not. So
yeah, I mean, I thought the main event was good, but it was a thing where I think obviously Carlos is a really good striker, but I'm not sure why Reyes didn't do anything. It's like he did almost have that John Jones effect.
Yeah, if he came to fight, I think it would have been a good fight, but he just
backed up the whole time.
I just thought he had a really weird strategy where he just went straight down the pipe the whole time and then just threw the head kick. There was no setup to it whatsoever. He would just go. He would walk straight through the middle of the line and then throw a head kick, and he did it like 4 times. And it was like, what? Like, you can't fucking do that against somebody like Goldberg. Like, the whole city kickboxing like mentality of like being a really sound technical fighter. Like, you can't do that against those guys. Like, they're gonna counter out and they're gonna come in across, which like he immediately did. So
it just reminded me of kind of like the Sean Strickland versus Alex Pereira fight where, you know, he didn't really take it to him. He just sat out there like right at the end of Olberg's reach. And it was just like, worst game plan you could possibly imagine Reyes to take, and it was just like, I don't know. It's like that John Jones effect. I don't know. It was like he was really intimidated or something else. It just wasn't very Reyes like, because Reyes just had that like really impressive fight, and I thought it was gonna come out and be like a dog fight for at least 2 rounds, but it was just like very lackluster. But that's usually how main events go.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, this next card's pretty heavy, some pretty big lightweights fights coming up. So I think that will decide what you do with Reyes, or not Reyes, but Olberg from there, who he goes up against next, depending on who wins next week or this Saturday.
Olberg versus Roundtree. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a possibility for sure. I mean, but then it's also weird if Pereira happens to win this coming weekend, not to jump too far ahead, but Pereira's already fought Yuri and Roundtree. So it's almost like you might give Reyes a title shot, right? Or not Reyes. I don't know why I keep saying that. Olberg a title shot.
Yeah.
Pereira versus Olberg would be sick. They got the same stance, that same kind of, just like they really plant their feet down and keep their hands out and really present their base is real wide and everything. They got this like they both have this range. I think it would be like a really interesting fight to see Pereira and Olberg. Kind of they kind of mirror each other in a way.
We'll see, I guess.
Well,
Segue on into the real reason we're here. UFC 320. It's kind of a fun card, We're going to start at the bottom or towards the bottom and go up?
Yeah, we'll start at the main card, go up.
Okay. Any honorable mentions in the prelims?
I think the Gutierrez and Basharat's going to be good, but, we'll see.
I kind of want to see the first fight of the night with Veronica Hardy and Rogan Walker. I think that's a future prospect. I think she's kind of getting set up with an easy fight, but I just think that's a really interesting prospect. Real strong female with with a great, gym that she trains at with Extreme Couture. I think that could be possibly a future star. Could be wrong, but popped out as an interesting way to kick off the night. Future prospect in the female division, but do you guys know anything about who Patchy Mix is fighting next?
No picture.
Why is he getting set up with? Why is he getting set up with a? I just thought Patchy Mix would have like a big name almost immediately because he had so much hype behind him. So I don't know. I was kind of confused to see him on such a low prelim fight. I just figured he'd be on
he came over
fight night high up there,
Well, he's already had his first fight in the UFC and he lost, so I think he lost pretty handedly. So I think
I just can't believe he's on pay-per-view is what I'm saying. I figured he'd just have a little bit more hype in a fight night,
Yeah.
But I don't think that who knows, but I thought that was a little strange. I thought that would be kind of like a hyped up fight, but it's just kind of snuck in there as a undercard that no one's talking about. So I don't know. I think the only one I really want to see is the Daniel Santos Usong Yu. Hopefully I said that right. That guy, I was doing research on the Santos dude. He's an old school shoot-a-box fighter. So it should be a really good brawl. And this Korean's undefeated. So, I just think it's that has everything to be probably the best prelim fight of the night, if I would guess.
Yeah, I haven't looked into that one too much, but yeah, on paper that looks like a pretty good fight.
Yeah, the only one that I'm like interested really to see, other than the Gutierrez fight, is the Gautier, Ateba Gautier. Is that how you say his last name?
Yeah.
I don't know too much about Ozzy Diaz, but
but that's the one that got scrapped.
No,
right?
Well,
or is this a new matchup?
Okay. Yeah, new matchup, I believe, is what's going on.
Yeah.
And if that's not the new matchup, I think it's already said that someone has already stepped up. But I want to see him. I'd like to see him go through against somebody who could really test him, because he's a pretty stout dude, and he's got like a good head on his shoulders as far as like his technical ability. Like, it seems like he's got a pretty decent fight IQ, as well as having like really heavy
Gutierrez.
So yeah, Gutierrez.
Gutierrez, sorry.
Gutierrez.
Yeah, he's I think I've
I'm also
seen
a little
every single
biased
one
because
of
I
his
saw
fights.
that one head kick knockout he had is like one of my favorite combos of all time. So anybody that uses that
Yeah,
combo to knock somebody out, I'm kind of biased towards.
it'll be interesting. I think he's a good matchup for someone that's undefeated because I mean, like you said, he's kind of got it all, and he's not like the best, but he's got all the
He's
weapons.
solid.
So if you're undefeated, that's someone you probably don't want to be matched up with.
Yeah.
So it'll
So
be
it could be a
interesting.
fun fight. We'll see.
It's a good underdog bet because like you said, he's got the weapons to win, and he's right now he's a plus 300 underdog. So
Mm.
that's actually a pretty good bet. You're also betting up
Uh,
against someone that's undefeated. But
who is undefeated?
I think you're talking about a different fight.
You're talking about a different fight, dog.
who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Atiba Gauthier, the last fight on the
Oh
prelims.
man, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Gutierrez.
Yeah, different
I was talking about
fight.
Chris Gutierrez, dude. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
about to say I've seen. I was trying to think of the head kick knockout that you're talking about because I just said I've seen every single one of this dude's fights and I didn't recall what
yeah.
you were talking about. So
No, this dude. I think he came off of Did he come off the contender as
Which
well?
one, Basharat or Gutierrez?
No, Gauthier.
I don't know.
Gauthier.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, he's been in the UFC for
Yeah.
a while now, I think, or a little bit at least.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he came off of the contender series. um, but yeah, he's just like he's got like pretty heavy hands, but it's more about his placement more than anything. Like he's really good at like knowing where to attack. I don't know. I like
yeah,
him.
does
It'll be a
anyone
pretty
know
fun
anything
fight.
about the Ozzy Diaz guy? Because I had never
No,
seen that guy before, and he has a black and
Mm.
white picture, which is something I've never seen in UFC. Uh, that's just like off the internet, so that's just
He's got an actual picture on the
he's a
UFC
plus
website.
he's a plus
yeah, he
six
said it.
fifty underdog, and
Throw your money
yeah,
down.
I would say he's a soda can for this guy to get a win on. So I don't know.
No, it looks like he's got a couple fights here in the UFC. He's a middleweight. Yeah, he's got a couple fights.
There's some tall middleweights though. I mean, they're both 6'4", so that's pretty. It's pretty tall middleweights. So that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But this UDA, he's 23 years old. It says. I mean, that's pretty crazy age difference. Dude's 11 years older than his opponent. So I don't know. It seems like it's kind of set up in the favor Gutierrez.
Well, that's what I was saying. That wasn't his original opponent, I don't think.
Mm.
But
I haven't
I don't
looked
know.
into
We'll
that
see.
fight at all.
Let's move on to
Well,
the main card.
Let's move on to the main card then, I guess. Abus, how do you say his first name? Abus?
Yeah, I don't know. Magomedov.
Abus? Yeah,
Mike-
Megamedov. Yeah.
Mike
And
Beto.
versus Joe Piper. I don't know how I feel about this one. Like, I think I like Joe Piper. I think he's a talented guy. I also think that Joe Piper like believes his own hype a little too much sometimes. But he is he's a good fighter. He's a good striker. I don't know too much about the Magomedov guy.
But, I mean, he's fought everyone. He's the one that he had a fight, like him and Sean Strickland went to decision, or sorry, he got a KO against him. I can't remember if Sean took that on
Yeah,
a
he
late
stands
notice
up.
or what.
He stands up and
Magomedov
bangs.
knocked Strickland out.
No. Strickland beat him, and then he's fought like Bahio. I'm looking at it now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's fought the top guys. He fought Michelle Pereira recently, or not too long ago. Won that by a decision. So he's been in there with good people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just based off the information that I'm probably going to take Joe Piper, but
I think he hits stronger, and I think he's a better wrestler.
Joe or
I just think
Magomed?
Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
think he's
yeah.
better.
I don't know. I think Joe.
I will give it Magomedov. You know, he's got the wrestling to back up his striking if he starts losing on the striking. But I just think he's up against someone that is his equal and probably a little bit stronger. So they both don't have good gas tanks. So I'm just gonna go with someone that I think probably has the heaviest punch.
yeah, I think I have it as a round 2 TKO for Piper.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like Joe lost to Jack Hermanson in that main event he had. It was a 5-rounder, and he really started to fade. He went in there and it looked like he was gonna just destroy Jack. And I think he beat him for like the first 2 rounds, and then Jack wound up being the veteran and just grinded it out for the last 3 because Joe just didn't have the conditioning really.
Yeah.
I think he's probably learned a lot from that, and he's had a couple wins. Went there and beat Gastelum, who obviously like looks good sometimes, like he did last time, or not so hot in there. But I just think he probably learned a lot, and he does have that power, and I think he's probably be a TKO. I mean, not a knock on Strickland, because Strickland knocks people out in like a more of a TKO way, but I think Piper can put him away. So if Strickland can TKO him, I think Piper can knock him out.
Move on to the Josh Emmett.
Yep.
Going with the 40-year-old?
Dude, that was my big thing in this. I was like, man, Josh is 40.
He's still fucking jacked,
yes,
though. Jesus
Jack.
Christ. I'll let Kyle, you can start this one.
I'm waiting on his bare knuckle debut.
Probably.
That guy would be so nasty in bare knuckle when he's gonna be the UFC.
He's gonna be the white Mike Perry.
Mm-hmm. I would love to see him go up against Jeremy Heathen Stevens in bare knuckle. That would be insane. I don't know. Like, I mean, he's the favorite, but this guy is one of those guys. I have Josh Emmett winning by like fanatic knockout, uppercut, something crazy. If I'm a betting guy, I'm not going to place my money against Josh Emmett, who is just absolutely nasty with knockout power. I think it's going to be a close fight, so I'm giving the edge to someone that's got explosive knockout power. The only thing, I don't think age is going to show up in this fight, because I just never see him as someone that shows his age. I just think that
he's got a great gas tank.
I just think this guy, his opponent's going to be someone that he stays away from the striking. He walks backwards. He backpedals. He's real smart. I could see it being a real boring fight. And if it's a real boring fight and there's not a lot of engagement, I see Yusuf winning. But if it's a dog fight, I got Josh Emmett all day. I'm kind of on the fence with this one because it does have the potential to be a really boring fight. This guy could really stall it out, not engage.
Yeah.
The dude he did beat Tapora in one round. He's the only guy that's beat Tapora for a round, I believe. So
I mean, they both lost to Tapora though, so it's like whatever. I have Yusuf in this one. I don't know how much age is going to play a factor in it. Yusuf's a really good. His ability to circle out and manage distance while also hitting. He doesn't have the power that Josh Emmett has, but I think that he's technically a much better fighter, and I think that he understands how to hit and not get hit. And Josh Emmett's going to pressure the whole fight, we know that. But I think that Yusuf's going to be really smart about it, and he also knows that he's not going to go in there and one punch or one kick knock out Josh Emmett. He knows that. So, I mean, I think it's honestly going to be a pretty stick and move fight. It's going to be arguably a boring fight. I have Yusuf with a decision. He's got some submissions on his record recently too, right? His last 3 of his last 4 of his last 5 are off as a submission. I don't think he's going to submit Josh Emmett though. Full disclosure. But I could see it honestly being kind of a boring fight, just from the perspective of he's going to be circling like a gnat on the outside, just popping him, getting back out, popping and getting back out, making Josh Emmett miss. I don't know. That's how I kind of see it. But I have Yusuf via decision.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards Yusuf, and I went back and forth on this because, I feel like Josh Emmett, when he gets in there, he performs pretty much every time, and it's interesting that him and Yusuf and Emmett are the only ones to go off all rounds with Taporia when Taporia has knocked out every other opponent he's had. That does kind of say something for both guys, but I do think Yusuf's on a pretty good win streak. I think he had like a 3-fight skid or something like that coming in, and then now he's went on like a 3 or 4 fight win streak. So
5.
That was a 5. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going Yusuf on this. Younger guy, hungrier probably. Emmett's already had kind of some title shots and stuff and fought the best. So.
Yeah, that is something to say, too. We said that we don't think that age is going to be a factor just because it's never been a factor before. But that's kind of how it always works, right? It never is a factor until it is. Dude's 40 years old. That's fucking old in the UFC,
What's kind of interesting, though, too,
I think in that weight class, though, I don't think it's going to show up in that weight class unless it's usually up against some heavy striker. And in this case, I don't think that's the case. That's why I say I don't think it's going to show up this fight, because it's usually up against someone that's got a lot of power and has a better chin. I don't think in this fight, like you said, I don't think it's going to be that engaging. I mean, I don't know. I think Josh Emmett's still going to be the threat. It just depends on if this guy makes the fight boring and backpedals and sticks and moves the whole time.
I think he's just going to be smart. Like, he's not somebody that goes straight back. Like, he has great movement around the cage. So, like, he's not going to just go in and then exit in the same way that he came in and get popped by that overhand right that Josh is always going to throw. So
it's kind of crazy though. I mean, if that guy is pretty good on the ground, it's weird to me that Yair was able to submit Josh Emmett. Like, no one's thinking of Yair as a submission artist, and the body type of Emmett, I feel like it's not easy to submit. He's very stout, doesn't have a big neck, and I think he got him with like a triangle or something. So it's, I don't know. Maybe it could go to the ground after an exchange and something get thrown on there, but yeah, I'd say Yusuf probably decision.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the Yuri Khalil fight. Logan, you want to start this one? Go ahead.
Yeah, let me just pull some up here. I mean, I'm pretty excited about this fight. I mean, this is probably one of the most exciting fights on the card for sure. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's really tough. Like Yuri Khalil obviously is very Muay Thai focused and stuff like that, and very like technical striker. I mean, a lot of people are really mad about his last performance against Hill, saying it was boring and all this stuff. But I mean, in reality, I feel like he went out there and did what he needed to do and got the win. It might not have been the most exciting, but it eliminated anything that Hill could do. But on the flip side, Yuri is like the most weird, unorthodox striker there is. And like, if you're super technical and you got this guy that has reads and is throwing things from God knows where, like, that's tough to deal with. So, I don't know, man. I go either way with this. Like, both guys have fought Pereira. Hold on one second. I don't know. I picked Yuri on some kind of weird knockout or something. Maybe a decision, but he just throws things from such weird angles. And the problem is, like, his style is crazy and that his hands are everywhere. And Khalil is very technical, and I feel like he can expose that. So I'm going to Yuri, but I could definitely see a world where Khalil comes in there and just technically pieces him up and gets a victory or maybe a knockout when his hands are down.
Yeah, I tell you what I'm worried about, because this fight has the potential to probably be the funnest fight on the card. Like, this could, like, I love both these fighters, so it's one of those where I'm like, I don't know who I don't necessarily want either of them to win. But it also has the potential to be one of those fights where they both just stall each other the whole, like, their styles just negate both of their intended movement the entire fucking fight. Like, neither one of them gets anything going. And I hope that doesn't happen, because it has the potential to be fucking fireworks.
I'm scared that it's 3 rounds. The only thing that worries me is that this is a 3-round fight.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I have Khalil coming out of it. I think that if things go the way that Khalil intends them to go, I think it'll probably be like a round 3 TKO. The thing that I've always thought about Yuri, which he sometimes is able to do, is he takes so much damage to his legs. Every fucking fight, he takes so much unnecessary damage to his legs. And that shit eventually, like, that... Khalil throws more leg kicks than he does calf kicks, but he's not going to not throw calf kicks when it's right there. Yuri's stance is so wide that there's no way he's not going to blast his legs all fucking night. And Yuri was able to, weather all of everything that Pereira, when he was throwing all those calf kicks, until it fucking ate him up too much and it slowed him down enough to get caught. I don't know if he's able to implement his plan of leg kicks and slowing him down. I don't think Yuri is going to survive the 3rd round. Khalil is able to implement his game plan.
I'm curious I'm trying to think back at Khalil's fights, how much he's been backed up in fights, because he's a big guy. He comes forward a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm curious what he's like against a guy like Yuri, whenever Yuri is pressuring him real unorthodox.
Pressuring the whole time.
If he's on the back foot a lot, I'll have to see. I mean, 3-round fight, neither guy should get gas, so they should be able to push the pace, hopefully. I mean, and Yuri's never really been in a boring fight. Like, he's always in there swinging, going crazy. So I think it's going to be a good fight. Roundtree's been in a couple fights that, like I said, the last Hill fight where it was more of a technical win, and so he can definitely do that, but I don't think Yuri's going to allow him to do that.
Kyle, what do you think?
I want Yuri to win, This is going to be a first round dominant knockout by Khalil Roundtree.
Wait, what?
Yuri leaves his chin wide open.
Whoa.
You just said that
legs
backwards.
wide
Open.
Whoa!
You said Khalil gets the first round
That's
knockout.
not what I expected. First round knockout from Khalil.
Khalil gets the first round knockout.
Okay, you want Yuri to win, though,
Yeah.
but you're saying.
I want Yuri to win. It's not going to happen. Khalil's going to go out there and dramatically knock him out in one round. You know, kind of like what Ethan said. Leaves his legs wide open. He leaves his chin wide open. He kind of relies on someone backing up towards the cage, and that's usually where he gets his knockouts. Khalil Roundtree doesn't do that. The way Khalil Roundtree strikes, he rushes a lot with 3 strikes at a time. And a lot of times he does it as a counter. And that's usually when Yuri gets hit. So I really think Yuri's going to go in there to pressure him. He's going to get caught. Khalil's going to fire back 3 shots and he's going to be out. I think it's going to be a quick fight. Khalil doesn't really back up. And Yuri, that's how Yuri wins his fights. And I don't see that happen to Khalil. Khalil gets hit a lot too, but he doesn't back up. And I think that's going to be the big difference with Yuri is I just think he's going to start backpedaling from damage, whether it's legs or a shot to the chin or the temple. I think Yuri's going to be the one that starts backpedaling first, and then his whole game plan is going to go out the window. And I just think Khalil's going to catch him clean and knock him out cold with a hook, a flurry of hooks.
Yeah.
I don't see. This is a really bad matchup for Yuri.
I will say the only thing that the reason I would say that maybe Yuri has a decent shot in round 1 as opposed to the later rounds is because Khalil. I mean, he is a traditional Muay Thai fighter, and he tended to take round 1 off, just like most Thai fighters do. And you know, both of them are still really fresh. And Yuri, when his reflexes and he's still got his legs on him, his able to react is generally really, really good. So
that's why I've gone back and forth, because I see the same thing. Like, Yuri definitely has that ability to throw something absolutely fucking nuts and hurt Roundtree real quick. But because Roundtree does, he takes damage. They both take damage. But I think if it goes the way I see it, and they both come to the middle of the octagon like I predict they will, I don't see any backpedaling unless there's damage, and I just think the first person that's going to get damaged is going to be Yuri. I think Yuri's going to backpedal, and it's going to be the end of the fight. Yuri he's actually kind of good at kind of taking it to the ground, surviving till the bell. Like, he's really good being a baby giraffe and wobbling around like half days. But Khalil is he's kind of a tank, man. Like, I don't think Yuri's going to be able to scramble him to the ground or get close and trip him or get him up against the cage and take him down. Like, I don't see Roundtree really getting in that kind of a scramble to where Yuri's going to be able to hold on. I think when Yuri gets hit and he is scrambling to, stay in the fight till the bell rings, I don't think he's going to be able to find that safety net that he usually does. I just think it's a bad matchup stylistically. I don't think Khalil is necessarily a better fighter. I just think the way they fight, it's not even really their styles. It's just the way they fight. It's the way they approach fights that I just think it's a bad matchup for. And unfortunately, it's going to be yet another knockout or a loss for Yuri. And I don't know. I think it's going to really hurt his chances of ever seeing a title run.
Is he 34, 35? 32?
Yeah, he's not that old.
Yuri's younger than I am. Get the fuck
He's young, but he takes too much damage. That's why I'm saying I just think it's really gonna hurt his chances to ever see a title run again. I think he's gonna lose this, and then he's gonna be all of a sudden like a Dominic Reyes, where he's just getting, he's the gatekeeper for the next big guys coming through. That's just how I kind of see it. Even though I love Yuri, but
what's wild with Yuri is that. He came over from Ryzen or whatever as a champion. He's only had 7 fights in the UFC. And, 2 of them are against Pereira, which is nuts.
Injuries. I mean, he was out for 2 years at one point or something like that.
Yeah,
and that's happened multiple times.
He's only been in the UFC since, for less than 5 years. So, 7 fights in 5 years is, it's not bad. I guess he has had some injuries, but it's still not, I don't know. I just thought it was crazy that he's been at the top. Came in and came to the top that fast, but he
Yeah.
Once he beat Glover, man, that was
I hope
wild.
he goes out there and lands a front
What a
snap
wild
kick,
time to think that like
or
Glover
something.
Teixeira, like when Glover Teixeira was the light heavyweight champion.
Yeah, just a couple years ago. Like, was he 42 or was he 40? I think he was 42.
Yes. It's so crazy. That's so wild to think about.
I feel like one of the most impressive
I
fights.
think it's wild to just how much it shows how stuck in the mud and slow light heavyweight is.
Yeah, a little bit. I think when Yuri
That's my
lost to
opinion.
Pereira the first time and came back and fought Rakic, I think maybe they were both coming off injuries. I don't remember. I just remember being really impressed by that fight with him against Rakic. He went in there and pretty much dominated him, coming off a big loss.
I think the light heavyweight class has been absolutely garbage since Chuck Liddell days. I don't think it's been exciting since Chuck Liddell knocked out Tito. That's just my personal opinion. I actually went back and watched some old Rashad Evans fights last night. And Rampage recently made a comment saying that if all these light heavyweights were back in his time, that they'd get smoked in one round. And I just think you couldn't be further in Pluto. You know, like it's just so bad. If you go back and watch light heavyweight in the 2007 to 2015, it's garbage. Like that weight class is so garbage. And I'm not even gonna go into John Jones.
Talking about Lyoto, dog. Talking about Shogun, dog?
It's just nah, man. I just think they're just stuck in the mud, slow. I just don't understand why that weight class is a slow when they're only 205 pounds. Like I don't know. To me, I feel like sometimes they just. Yeah, just to me, they just seem like they're more stuck in the mud than heavyweights are. Like it's just this weird division where it's just. I just don't find light heavyweight division entertaining at all. Not at all, not one bit.
I mean, it's definitely not what you're saying though. You're talking about like the glamour, like the height of the heavyweight division being the glamour division, just because it had so many dynamic names in it that were starching each other left and right.
But they had speed.
Liddell,
they had better
Tito,
speed back then.
Shamrock.
I will say, like Liddell had nasty speed. He could punch as fast as a lightweight, and so could Rashad.
Yeah, but Liddell was also a small light heavyweight.
Yes, exactly. Well,
like Liddell was not a big light heavyweight.
Nowadays, like ever since the Chuck Liddell era, the light heavyweight division, they're just so slow. I mean, it's not entertaining to me. I haven't been entertained by a light heavyweight fight in 15 years. I mean, it's just I could care less. I like Yuri because he's fast.
Crazy, but
no, I mean look at Yuri. Like the reason everyone likes him so much is because he's got that speed. But the problem is he leaves his chin wide open. You know?
Pereira's pretty fast. I don't know.
I like Yuri because he trains in the woods by himself, and he just comes out there and does weird shit. He's kind of like the Tony Ferguson of the light heavyweight.
Poland, wherever the fuck
I think.
from.
Well, see,
no, I love Yuri.
I
love Yuri. I think he's great.
Talk about Poland, Blachowicz. I probably murdered that name. That was probably the only time there was a lot of hype, in my opinion, was
from a Polish fighter.
Blachowicz or whatever his name is. Yes,
you just not going to talk about Joanna right now. Joanna.
Are you talking about in the heavy or the light heavyweight division, or just Polish fighters?
No, light heavyweight. I just think that when he was coming through during COVID and knocking everyone out like he had cinder blocks on his hands, that was exciting. But to me, that was like the only time in the last 15 years I think light heavyweight's really been like, who cares? I don't know. To me,
he was
so
also
boring.
like older when he was on that run too, though. Like,
yeah,
because he's in his 40s now, right? The last time he fought, he was what, 41 or something?
I mean, it definitely, the things got slowed down and stuck in the mud with John Jones in there forever. I feel like that really slowed up the division.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're just trying to recover. Yeah. I mean, it should be a good division. Like 205, I don't know. I guess those guys are walking around pretty heavy, but you should still expect a good amount of speed.
Yeah, I just don't understand why the fights just don't have the punches and everything. They just don't have that good snap to them or anything. Like I'm not entertained from the striking aspect of light heavyweight at all. Never am. Even this fight, it's just, to me, I hope Pereira wins, but it's just like I really don't even care about it, to be honest with you. That's just me. I like the lower weight divisions.
Well, that's a good segue into the next bantamweight title fight.
Yeah, I mean, Merab and Corey Sandhagen. I mean, I don't know. This is gonna be a Chihuahua on Adderall fight. like these dudes, I don't know, man. Merab's gas tank is just fucking stupid. Like the guy just
he's perfected it.
It starts in 6th gear and just doesn't let off the gas the whole time. I think this is going to be probably his most demanding fight. I think the Nurmagomedov fight was kind of underwhelming. I don't know. I don't know if he was overhyped or if maybe he underestimated Merab a little bit. I didn't expect Merab to take him down like that, like as easily as he did. But Corey, I mean, Corey's a grindy motherfucker, man. I mean, for the record, I'll like full transparency. I have Merab via decision. Like, I think that he's going to win, but I think it's going to be Corey's going to make it kind of a dogfight for him. He's not going to give it to him at all. I don't know. What are you thinking?
I got Merab by decision, but I mean, I think this is going to go almost just like Corey versus Umar. Like, Merab's beaten him, and Umar kind of dominated Corey a little bit. So I don't know how that's going to change. I mean, Corey's probably my favorite fighter in the bantamweight division, and I've been wanting to see him and O'Malley fight for the longest time. That'd be a really good striking matchup, as long as they don't cancel each other out. But I don't know, man. Merab just comes in there and does the same thing every time. So much energy, so much pace. I feel like taller guys sometimes can be a little bit easier to take down, and Corey's got really good takedown defense, but I don't know. I just don't know how it could go the other way towards Corey unless Merab. The only way it goes the other way is if Corey does some crazy shit like a flying knee, come out of there when he's going for a takedown.
I think it's been shown that Merab is, he's not this invincible fighter. Like I said, he's perfected the cardio and the wrestling and everything, but I think it's easy money for Merab. But at the same time, my thoughts on this one is, out of Sean O'Malley and all of his other opponents, I think this is all the ingredients. Corey Sandhagen has every single ingredients for upset pie. That's just my opinion. This is like plain black and white. Like, this is that fight that, Corey Sandhagen can win with some upset victory, underdog win. This will be the hardest challenge, I think, for Merab, because he's got the most weapons. Easily or way more weapons than Sean O'Malley twice. I think Merab's kind of had, I'm not going to say easy title run, but, this isn't Sean O'Malley. I think Corey Sandhagen has what it takes.
I don't think he's had an easy title run. I think he's just really, really good at implementing dominating over someone.
I don't think Corey Sandhagen's going to play into his game as much, though. I really think he's going to have more opportunities than these other fighters have at sneaking something in, like a flying knee or something. Sean O'Malley usually relies, like, if he can't get the jabs or teep kicks, he relies on a spin and wheel kick. Spin and heel kick. And it's kind of almost predictable at this point. He's always throwing a spin and wheel kick or heel kick. I kind of think, like you said, Corey Sandhagen has these weird things that are unpredictable and straight up the middle, and elbows and like all these weird things he does in the clinch. And I just kind of think that he could make the fight weird. And that's usually where you see, like, the upset happen, right? So the only thing that I'm worried about, because I kind of have Corey Sandhagen getting the upset, but the only thing that makes me worried is he's got this Justin Gaethje kind of thing where, like, every single time I want him to win, it's the most disappointing fucking performance
under the big lights
I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, every time I've ever put $5 on this dude, it's the worst performance I've ever seen. So I'm almost expecting...
It's kind of wild. If you look at his record, it's like every time he has that, like, huge step up in opponent, he loses.
And that's what I fear wild. Is, I think it comes down to who I bet on. If I put $5 on Corey Sandhagen, he's going to go up there and get absolutely nose broken, bloody in like 30 seconds. If I put money on Merab, I think Corey Sandhagen's going to get this crazy upset. Yeah. So I think it's kind of in the air because it's upset pie bacon. It just depends on who takes the better shit, pre-fight, I think. Who wakes up feels better. I think it's really up in the air, to be honest with you. And I kind of think that about the main event, too.
I think this one is going to come down to whether or not one or both of them drink the GSP oil soup beforehand and get super slippery when they start sweating.
Yeah.
That's going to be the determining factor.
Yeah. I mean, I will say the fact that he lost to Umar like he did, a while back. I mean, I don't think Umar is necessarily as good as Merab, but you have to know that he learned a lot from that and gets a lot of good looks at wrestling entries and stuff like that. And I'm sure he's gotten a lot better from that. So I mean, he came back and beat Figueiredo very handily.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think you're going to see the best version of him, but is it enough?
I just think Corey Sandhagen's unpredictable. I think it's unpredictable. I think that's why I see in it. Sean O'Malley, even though it would be really hard to find a training partner to emulate Sean O'Malley, if you look at all Sean O'Malley's fights, you know exactly what punches he's throwing, exactly what kicks he's throwing, exactly what it's very obvious. Like, yes, he's at the top of the level of that. It would be really hard to train for Sean O'Malley, even though you know what he's throwing. But Corey Sandhagen, to emulate that in sparring, to me, would be really tough because he's just this weird, everything's, to me, just is a little off, and you just don't know how he's going to fight. And I think the mystery of how he comes out is what gives him this edge in this fight. Rob knows how his past opponents come out. It's very obvious. And I think Corey Sandhagen has this mystery of, will he come out with some pizzazz? Will he throw this? Will he throw that? Like, you just don't know what he's going to do. Will he shit the bed? Who knows? But it's a mystery, and I think that mystery is what makes upsets happen.
That's fair. So just for the record, Merab, Sandhagen?
No,
you got to pick one. You're not getting off the hook.
I'm going to pick Sandhagen upset in the second round.
Okay.
I'm going to upset Sandhagen second round, into second round.
I will not be mad if that happens, but not at all.
Yeah.
Okay. I also think this whole
all right.
fight
Well,
has
moving on to the
something tells me this is going to be a fight card where everyone's wanting to see knockouts and finishes, and all of a sudden you're going to pay $80 and it's going to be a bunch of glove tapping, stall.
It might be. It might be.
Has everything it takes to be that, to be honest with you.
It might be. I don't think so, though. Moving on, the last fight of the night. The light heavyweight championship bout. Ankalaev and Pereira. The rematch. Numero 2.
Has Alex Pereira trained more ground game?
Kyle, you can go ahead and start.
Has he trained?
He's trained by Glover.
Exactly. So you would think so. To me, I think this fight comes down to not what Magomed does. I think it comes down to what Alex does. If he comes out with his same game plan, even though he's effective, I think when you have a striker that violent, you start getting really, you start becoming Rampage Jackson. And I don't know, like, he's always violent and he can always catch someone. He's got a lot of speed, but I think he's going to have to be the one that brings it, not Magomed. I think this fight's leaning towards Ankalaev. I really do. It just depends on how Alex comes out. If Alex comes out with something new or some crazy wrestling defense, because he might, right? I mean, that's kind of like the question is, what has he been doing? What has he worked on?
He's been saying it for years.
What has he worked on? Like, we could see a new version. He has that ability. So will he come out with the
crazy thing is,
will he
though,
come out with like this crazy new style? I don't know. I think Pereira's gonna get the upset.
Well, the crazy thing is, though, is that in the last fight, the takedown wasn't the problem. He got pieced up on his feet.
Yeah.
Like, Ankalaev took it to him on the feet the whole fight.
12 unsuccessful takedown attempts.
So, I mean, I don't know that the takedown defense even matters.
Yeah.
I think people forget about how good Ankalaev is on the feet, especially his head kick. His head kick is fucking nasty.
But one thing
though that
you gotta kind of argue with, though, is because he had 12 takedown attempts, that takes away from your striking mentality, and that's what I'm saying. If he's focused more on not being scared to go to the ground, then maybe he's not so focused on takedown defense, and he's more focused on piecing Ankalaev up. Like, it seems
I don't think
Pereira
at this stage in his career, Yeah, but I don't think the problem is I don't think in his career, like at this time, it's too ingrained in him.
Yeah.
To not be weary of a takedown.
Yeah.
Like he's never going to be as comfortable on takedown defense or being on his back. He's never going to be that as comfortable as he is going to be on the feet. So he's always going to be
and that's kind of my prediction.
And
that's my kind of
prediction,
right? Has Alex changed any? I think this has everything it seems to be just to be a total rematch of the exact same fight. Has he changed something that changes that, right? To change his striking? I don't know. Probably not. I think you're just going to see the exact same fight over. But at the same time, I'm always about the upsets. And Pereira has one strike knockout power. So in 5 rounds, my money's on Pereira getting a knockout. Just because it's another year, it's a rematch. What are
the odds of it happening again?
Home dude's a year older. Maybe he hits him this time and he goes down. You just never know. That's how Father Time works. So, Alex might hit him this time and he might go down like a sack of bricks. You just don't know. So, on this fight, because I'm really not even interested in this fight, I'm going to go with the heaviest knockout power, and I think that's Alex.
All right. Logan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think too many people are hyped on this rematch.
He should win the heavyweight.
I guess they had to give it to him. But, I went back and watched a decent portion of the first fight, skimming it, and Pereira didn't do much of anything, and Ankalaev was able to just not only match him on the feet, but win on the feet. So Pereira's got to come in and do something completely different. Pressure. I don't know if Ankalaev being a southpaw was really messing with him or what, but he seemed off for sure. It does say something. I don't think he has to worry too much about the takedowns if he stuffed that many. Yeah, it can change up your striking rhythm and stuff like that, but I think he knows he can defend him, and so I don't think that's in his mind too much. He's got nothing to lose. He needs to go out there and just headhunt and go crazy. Why not?
See, that's how I see it. Think about statistically, right? They went 5 rounds, right? They went 5 rounds. Alex never connected with a knockout. Well, now Alex has 5 more rounds, so now he's got 10 rounds. So in 10 rounds, will Alex find a knockout? Statistically, in 10 rounds of fighting, Alex is probably going to knock him out. That's just how I see it. The statistics say that Alex will probably catch him in 5. He's got 5 more rounds now to catch him with a knockout kick. That's just that's how I see it.
But the thing about statistics are that statistics are flawed.
Yeah.
And that you can't go off statistics.
I think Ankalaev's chin's going to be flawed this fight. I got the upset.
What's funny, too, is with this fight, both people kind of need to win in order to stay in the light heavyweight, in the hunt. Because if Alex loses twice in a row,
there's nothing
can't
for
give him
UFC.
An automatic rematch again. No. And at that point, dude, how old is Alex now? How old is Alex Pereira? He's 30. God, he's 38? No way.
Yeah. He should have went to heavyweight, man.
He's 38, fight. Dude.
This is not a big
He should have went to heavyweight. So if he loses, he's got to go to heavyweight. Yeah. But then on the other side, for Ankalaev, if Ankalaev loses, do you think Dana's going to give him an automatic rematch for a trilogy fight for Pereira? No, he's not going to risk that again because Ankalaev is not.
He's not the moneymaker.
Not the Russian draw.
He's not.
No, he's not the Russian draw that Khabib and all those guys are. He's just not. Whereas Pereira, it makes them so much money.
And that's so UFC's losing money.
It's a win. I don't think they're losing money on the fight. I think that either way, both guys have to make something happen for their light heavyweight journey to continue, for them to be viable anymore or to get viable shots anymore, like the heavyweight.
What do you do with Pereira if he moves up to heavyweight? As a
Tom
champion,
Aspinall super fight. Tom Aspinall's
beating him. Tom is beating him all day.
Give him.
I like Gane. I think that's a good fight.
Yeah, give him.
But
Gane.
you give him you give him. Yeah, you give him anyone in the top 3. Aspinall gonna beat him. Curtis Blaze probably gonna beat him.
Probably gonna beat him.
You never know though, man. Derek Lewis beat Curtis Blaze pretty decisively. No one's seen that coming.
Yeah, but he's also. I just Pereira's big.
Bigger they are, harder they fall, man. If
he's not fat. He's not fat boy big.
Knockout power. I'm going to heavyweight with speed. I'm going to heavyweight with more speed than the heavyweights that are already there. He could be a 230-pound heavyweight, old school Andre and not even.
Can he
be
stop
big.
the takedown? Can he stop the fucking takedown of somebody that's 245 pounds, though?
I mean,
didn't
if
drain
he's
themselves to get a 205.
that didn't drain themselves. Yeah,
it depends.
come on.
It depends. I mean, if he's stuffing 12 takedowns from the top dog at light heavyweight, who's a Russian wrestler, then probably enough.
Yeah, but he's not, though. That's the thing, is that Ankalaev is not that big of a wrestler. No. That's the point here.
If you look at the top 10 in light heavyweight, and everyone that Alex has beat, none of those are wrestlers, hardly. Like, no one's like known for the wrestling. No. They're all strikers. They're all favorable matchups.
Yeah. John Jones, pair heavyweight fight.
No, I mean, they talked about that forever, but no one's going to trust John Jones
is never going to fight someone that he can lose to. It's not ever going to happen.
That's also true. That's why he didn't fight Tom.
Yeah, so that's never going to happen. I don't know. It's weird because, I mean, he's also, dude, he's fucking 38. Like, he's made so much goddamn money. Like, do you need to keep going?
He just doesn't really take damage,
though,
man. I think he could keep going because he just doesn't really take damage. That's why I say at heavyweight, I think that's more of his pathway because he's got that ability to where maybe he gets one punch knockouts and all of a sudden he's older, but he's not weight cutting and he might not take that much damage at heavyweight. You know, he might go on 3-fight win
streak.
Yeah,
but that's the thing, is he actually does take damage. Pereira takes a lot of damage. He eats it too. Like, that's the thing. And he's been knocked out. I mean, he's got a head like an Easter Island.
Here's my opinion.
But he takes damage. He takes punches. He doesn't just.
Here's my opinion.
Like, he'll take him on the chin all the time.
Pereira needs to retire against Francis Ngannou at heavyweight. His return to heavyweight UFC. That would be a crazy matchup, and you know it. That would be amazing.
Dana, listen, Dana.
You talk. Yeah,
I know you don't like talking to Francis anymore. Dana.
Pay-per-view numbers. Think about Francis Ngannou and that highlight reel with Alex Pereira's insane knockout highlight reel. You put those two together at heavyweight, it's selling millions of pay-per-views. I mean, it would shadow this pay-per-view like crazy. You know, like you'd be getting close to top 20 pay-per-view numbers. Everyone would be buying that fight if Francis returned to fight Pierre. And I honestly don't know who would win that because it would be nuts. Like, people would be talking about that.
I'd probably go Francis.
I think Francis is pretty good on the feet, and he's actually gotten really good at wrestling. And to be that gigantic,
it would be whoever landed first, man. That's the thing. Down. Think of that reach of Pereira's got.
You ever watch any of those videos with Pereira in like sparring matches and stuff? Because he spars a lot of boxers, and I don't know. I feel like Pereira's style, he's not built for just standard boxing. Like, he gets hit a lot. And hard. I mean, he's obviously hits really hard back, but he takes a lot of damage. But
he takes damage. That's the thing. Yeah.
But
that's why I don't think that him at heavyweight's a good idea, because, like, he can weather himself in light heavyweight with like being a little bit more hydrated and all that. But there is a difference in the power in a real heavyweight and a light heavyweight. Like, big difference.
I'd like to see him in there with like Derek Lewis. That'd be a fun fight.
It'd be good, man. That's what I'm saying. I think. Well, see, that's what I'm getting at. It doesn't really matter what's good for him. What I'm saying is he's missing out on the money because money's what's good for him. And so what I'm saying is him sticking around, making this rematch against someone that could be a really boring fight, and he could lose again and lose all of his hype and legendary status. Like, what I'm saying is he's digging a hole because he could be in the superstar tomorrow. He could be in a superstar heavyweight match where he makes $50 million or something. And here he is fighting honestly, not much hype in this fight. Like, I really don't think people generally care. They care to see him fight, but they don't really care about the matchup. You know, so he's like kind of wasting his time at 38. Like, let's see some big fights before he goes out. That's my opinion.
I mean, I agree. I think if he goes to heavyweight, that's a good idea because he's cleaned out the division at 205 and really doesn't need to make a name for himself there. He's already done it. So if he went to if he went to heavyweight, it's just a fun matchup. So you don't give him. He's not trying to make a title run.
Yeah.
Maybe, but
I got an even better idea. He loses this fight. Okay, where is he gonna go? He goes over to bare knuckle heavyweight division. Alex Pereira, bare knuckle. Let's go.
Mike Perry.
Let's
Perry.
Go.
Woo! Or actually, you know what will probably happen?
Go.
He will lose this fight, Jake Paul will finally call out somebody his size, and they'll go at it. We'll see that.
He does. He's almost at the age criteria.
He'd probably smoke him though. He'd probably smoke him in boxing gloves.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Without kicks and boxing gloves.
No, I still. But dude, Pereira's winning. Pereira's winning that because if you hit Jake Paul with his glove up like that from Pereira.
Yeah, but Logan, you got to sign NDA disclosures to lose the fight. You can't beat him. I mean,
I will say that is probably true, but.
Did you see where Tyson
Pereira
came
does
out
a
and
lot
said
of
that
just
he
boxing.
got paid $10 million to lose?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
Like we all know that's
10
bullshit,
extra million to lose. And he said, dude,
Yeah.
and that's what that fight looked like. It just looked like he went out there.
But I also feel like if Mike Tyson could have really won, I feel like Mike Tyson's pride is more than $10 million. He's like, no, I'm going out here.
I don't think so.
I don't care.
He went bankrupt, dude.
You would think.
Everything he's doing is to get his fortune back.
He's very bad with money.
Yeah.
We really ending this podcast on Logan
No,
Paul.
I'm upset it even came up.
Mike Tyson.
Jake Paul, first of all.
Boxing.
Let's talk about the UFC White House card real quick.
Oh my god.
Wait, no, for real though. Let's talk about it.
Who is
Conor
actually
McGregor
official? Like, is Conor
Chandler,
actually official?
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. Who's actually going to be the headliner? I think there's a good possibility of that.
I mean, it's gotta be Conor, right? I mean, it's gotta be Conor, or if you want to go like the biggest, like literally the biggest, you'd have to put Tom on there. But like, how do you put Tom's the heavyweight champion, but who's gonna fight Tom to make it worthy of the White House card? If not John Jones, they've already come out and said like multiple times, like John Jones will not be a part of this card.
Yeah. I mean, this is the perfect time to give Conor Chandler.
You bring back Vanderlei Silva and Rampage Jackson as the co-main event.
Jesus.
Extreme Retirement Edition, and I think that's what you do. I think you got to bring in some old name. You got to go low.
Are you bringing up Vanderlei because he got knocked out the other day?
Because he just got knocked out.
He's still active. Still active. Could probably get back in there and fight him, and probably I don't know who would win that fight. To be honest with you,
Rampage likes eating too much. He ain't coming back for this.
Hey
shit.
man, I've heard though that they're bringing back.
He's got enough
Goldberg
stuff
for
to
the
worry
White
about.
House fight.
He does.
Who said that? Who's your sources?
That's just word of the bird, man. Mike Goldberg's coming back to announce for the White House fight. No, I think it was funny the other day. I think Ronda Rousey posted on social media saying she would turn down anything from the White House or something. I'm just sitting there. She got absolutely roasted on social media. Like, nobody's fucking asking you to come back to the UFC. Absolutely nobody.
Yeah, she's been out for
like
10
dude,
fucking years.
You're not. No one's fucking paying to watch you fucking judo throw someone ever again. Like, there's no hype behind you. This isn't WWE. Like,
what is hilarious though is like Conor's gonna be what 38?
Probably, yeah.
Hasn't fought in the UFC in 5 years.
This is the perfect matchup for him. Chandler's coming off a lot of losses.
Last chin, and
he's in fun fights though. So they're like, Conor, this is your chance, buddy. If you win this, we will give you an immediate title shot.
Immediate title shot. You know it's 100%. You know it's 100%. And it doesn't even matter what weight division
Can you even
it is.
blame
whether
UFC
he can actually make 155 or whether he comes back at 170, it doesn't fucking matter. They're gonna give him a title shot. I blame the fuck out of him.
Lost to Dustin twice.
I think it'd be a one and done. I think that they're humoring that idea because Conor's definitely wanting to get into politics. He is getting into politics, and I think he sees it as a political move.
Tried anyway
to win at the White House. You know, I think that would be like a big political move. I know that sounds stupid, but I think that's kind of why he's really into it. It's clearly not the money. He clearly doesn't give a shit about fighting anymore. You know, like, obviously. So I think that it's more of a political move.
So then why do we want to see
Exactly.
it?
I think it's more of a political move. Everyone's going to buy a Conor McGregor fight if he fights again. It doesn't even matter if it's an arm wrestling event. People are going to tune in and watch Conor McGregor.
I would almost go with Chandler on this as a victory, though.
I would go with Chandler.
I don't know why. Just Conor hasn't fought in so long.
I would go with Chandler.
I don't know. You put Chandler at the White House.
I've heard this before, though. I've heard the American
Spirit
Chandler.
takes over. That eagle screaming,
I picked Patty in the Chandler fight. I don't want to hear it. You're the biased one. You're picking Conor because it's Conor.
I've
You're
seen
not
what
even thinking
Chandler's
about
done
anything
lately,
else.
and it's really not impressive. And he's just getting older. He's
I know.
wasted what?
What's Conor done?
I know. Similar. What's Conor done other than knock out an old man at a bar? Like, get the fuck out of here.
What is Conor's last win?
Other than knocking down those nose beers? Come on.
He got famous on short, stocky wrestlers that get knocked out. It's gonna be this. It's Chad Mendez all over.
You talking
Chad Mendez all over again.
What are you talking about? You're talking about Jose
I'm
Aldo?
talking about Chad Mendez. It's gonna be a Chad Mendez show.
Everybody and their mom beat Chad Mendez. What are you talking
And everyone, their mom beat
right?
Michael Chandler. Who's Michael Chandler beat in the UFC?
And you know what? I think that Michael Chandler will still take it to fucking Conor, dude. Conor doesn't give a fuck, man.
I'm hearing
he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't have anybody behind him who will put him through an actual training camp.
Didn't we all? I picked Patty Pimblett to win. What are you talking about?
Michael Chandler cannot take a punch, and he definitely can't stop from getting punched. And Conor, anyone with a karate style,
and Conor McGregor can't go through an actual training camp.
It doesn't matter if Conor McGregor.
If you think that Conor McGregor is going to go through an actual training camp with someone actually making him do what they want him to do, there is no fucking way. Conor McGregor calls every shot that he wants to do on any training camp that he does. He's not been in a real training camp since before Dustin beat him the first time.
The Donald Cerrone
like,
fight.
get the fuck out of here.
He went out there and knocked him out with a shoulder bump.
When's the last time, Kyle? When's the last time Conor won? When's the last time?
When's the last time Michael Chandler won a fight?
When's the last time Conor won?
Michael Chandler here.
I don't give a fuck about Mike. I'm talking about Conor McGregor right now. When's the last time Conor McGregor won?
It doesn't matter because when's the last time Michael Chandler won? I'm talking about the matchup of two people
Probably
that have not
Ferguson.
won a fight in a long time, and one's got a glass chin.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. If and one will actually train for a fucking fight.
It's kind of funny they put two people on the White House card as the main event that haven't won in forever.
I'm just letting you know right now.
No, it's almost like the whole thing is a joke.
Won't train for a fight. That's fucking wild. That's a wild take. You're talking about someone that was literally at the top of the sport. If you don't think Conor McGregor knows how to train a fight, that's wild.
Exactly. What's the key word? What's the key word right there, Kyle? What's the key word? It's 3 letters. Was.
And Michael Chandler never
was.
Nose candy.
And it doesn't even matter, dude. Look at the fall of this motherfucker. He can't go through a training camp, Kyle. Are you serious right now? The guy can't get his nose out of the fucking nose beers long enough to do anything. All he can do is knock out old men at fucking bars, dog.
By the way,
what are you talking about?
What weight class is this going to be at? Because Conor's not making 155.
He ain't making 170, dude. This shit's going to be at fucking 183. I don't fucking know.
Have you seen Conor lately, though?
This
isn't Roadhouse.
That's the thing.
McGregor.
Here's the other
he
thing.
has been training again. He's cut all of his weight off.
Here's the other thing. How is Conor even still relevant to headline the card? That's what's fucking crazy.
Because that's how
like desperate the UFC is. That's how desperate the UFC is for a fucking headliner for this legendary card that you got to go dig up somebody that hasn't even fought in the sport in 5 fucking years.
Did you see Anderson Silva fight DC at UFC 200 and gold ring, and they went out there fat and like fucking shook hands for 5 rounds?
That was last minute. That was a last minute call in for Anderson because the fight got canceled. It was supposed to be someone else. It was. Anderson doesn't fight at that weight class.
Mm-hmm. UFC's definitely done way worse.
I'm lying about that?
They've done way worse. Conor McGregor always comes out to fucking fight. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen a Conor McGregor fight, but you're talking about going up against Dustin Poirier, who y'all think is like one of the best fighters in UFC history, and you're telling me that Conor McGregor doesn't know how to do a training camp?
He beat him twice. What? So what are you saying then? Are you downplaying Dustin and saying Conor's that shitty?
No, I'm just saying your two takes is that a UFC legend who has held multiple belts doesn't know how to complete a training camp. It's a wild take.
Well, I know he knows how, but he doesn't want to do it.
That's all.
I'm not saying that he can't do a training camp. I'm saying that he can't. I'm saying that he will not allow someone to make the right training camp for him. He has to dictate the fucking training camp. That's his fucking problem. That's why he hasn't won
I'm just saying,
anything
if he gets
in how many years?
If he gets
because he won't let his coach make a training camp for him.
Michael Chandler. What I'm saying is he could not have a better matchup than someone that hasn't hardly even ever won in the UFC. I mean, like, he's known for gets beat by everybody, not just Dustin Poirier. Literally everyone he's fought has beat his ass. So, like,
he might He just
you're not hyping up Conor and saying he's very good by saying this is a favorable matchup.
Conor. I don't think Conor could do shit in UFC right now. I don't think Conor could beat Corey Sandhagen. What I'm saying is Michael Chandler's not some crazy matchup. He's lost all of his credibility as a top contender. All of it.
I don't think that he's a crazy matchup either, and I still think that he'll beat Conor.
I'm taking karate straights against a glass chin that swings out here. Yes, I'm taking karate straights against two old dudes. I'm going to take the old dude that punches straight in a straight line and has knockout power. That's who I'm taking.
You think he still got those straights?
Definitely does.
You think he still got those straights?
It will be interesting because they're going to fight up weight for sure, probably. Probably going to be a 5-round fight. Neither dude has a gas tank.
Yeah.
I don't know. If it doesn't get finished in the first couple of rounds,
quick.
It could be so sloppy.
It's going to be so quick. It'd be such a shitty fight. It'd be so shitty. Ethan would definitely
We're talking about something that's not even going to happen.
I mean,
it's going to be on Paramount.
If you want to pay for it, you can. Yeah. Oh, that's right. We won't have to pay for it because it'll be on Paramount.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm glad I finished it on this. I'm glad I brought this up. It's not even going to happen.
About this fight card. When is it supposed to be?
It's the summer, dude. They're going to cancel it at the last minute, probably. Who knows? Something will come up.
I don't think so.
These are hypotheticals.
They're not going to cancel that card.
There's so much BS that could happen politically between now and then. Who knows?
Nah, that's definitely going to be a real thing. That's set in stone. But it's probably not going to be Conor McGregor and Chandler. It's probably just going to be... Hopefully they make it like a 3 title fight thing. Remember when they had 3 belts on the line in some pay-per-views? I want to see that again. That's what I want to see.
All right. Well, thanks for coming along with the ride here with us. What is this? Episode 4, UFC 320. We're going to wrap it up. All right. Catch us next time. Leave a comment.
Like, subscribe.
Later.